Everyone, I have to
words
restart the
engraved
live
into your
stream.
memory during your
It
journey.
cut off at some point.
Failing to
I don't think
understand
it was too
and
long ago,
failing
but
to listen
now
are
it's
rather
live again.
different things.
Alright, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much
Yeah,
together,
just
haven't
restarted
we?
it.
Right. Together.
You have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
The car stopped.
We'll be parked.
A great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast, some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart. Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation rather than action.
Here's something. It's a pizza delivery. Oh, so anyway, let's see. We got a point where, outside of cutscene, seems like you've been sleeping until now. The doorbell rings. That must be that pizza Dojima ordered. No, it's Yosuke. Hey,
Teddy's
what's up,
missing.
man?
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere. Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side. We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Junes?
Where could Teddy have gone? Okay, let's see. So we're gonna rescue Teddy, let's see. Wow, that's a cool leather jacket.
It's no use,
I have
man.
one like that.
We can't find
Oh,
him.
actually, I thought the fur.
No
I
luck
do
for
have
me
something
either.
like that.
I didn't sense anything over there.
I love that coat.
The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings.
Same
I
with
wish
Yosuke,
I could
love
do
both
better.
their coats.
I'm sorry.
Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world
Actually, I
this
have a
time.
coat like his,
We told
except
him
it's
over and
green
over that he could
somewhere.
stay here.
Army jacket. I don't have a white one like that. That's a pretty cool color. Let's see. This may be a time for contemplation rather than action. This is what Igor said. Think about this.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's
Marinate
attached to
your
us deep down.
options.
He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano, the announcer, and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
I want to hear you put it like that. Sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to
Copycat
yesterday.
killer.
Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
Something to put him up to it.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet. Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
Oh.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them,
I hope we're still alive.
did he
Yeah.
save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
It's been a while. Maybe something that proves. Probably a diary. I'm just gonna. It's been a while. I haven't really been as regimented doing these videos, so I'm trying to get people know on Twitter about this. Shoot. Open. First time in a while. Post to Twitter. Let's see. I'd say probably his diary, I would think.
But that points straight at Namatame. Come on, man.
I figured it'd be like him. He wrote down what his true thoughts were, why he did it. I guess. Let's see. The alibi?
Her alibi? Wasn't it airtight right from the beginning? How could she kidnap people and throw them into TVs if she's out of the country?
Also, the culprit besides that. Letter?
Warning letter? Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
Call it. First warning letter said, "Don't rescue anyone. If you don't stop this time, someone close will be put and killed."
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, "Don't rescue or kill"?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, "I'll put in and kill"?
Hey, could this mean...
Didn't try.
It's like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one. Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
I'm guessing it's probably move up faster than the investigation team one did, because the game ends in about, I think the end of the game takes place in March, so I think it moves up faster than before. Completes over the storyline like investigation team did.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan, but there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Wow!
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object, so he won't be gone long.
All right, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
Now, I said I had a jacket like Kanji. I don't have anything. It's just a black leather jacket. It doesn't have any design in the back. It looks similar to his. It doesn't have the fur collar. Really nice jacket. I got it at the thrift
Namatame-san,
store.
there's something we'd like to ask you.
But I do have one very similar to Yosuke's, except it's olive
It's
green.
tempting
olive
to
brown.
think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
So he's not completely out of his gourd. Or should you ask him?
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Should we ask him? Let's go first. I guess I should do the second.
Huh? Me?
I think he meant secret.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true,
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
Past. Oh, so it seems that the TV was kind of this attempt at trying to prevent them from the killer reaching them. But I don't know. I'm still lost on how that, if you didn't meet a certain deadline, how they would die. I think it had to do with the fog dissipating inside the TV, all the creatures killing them, I think. I'm not entirely sure, and then I'm lost on that one still. No idea.
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
Well, still lost. I guess he had that TV the whole time, but how did he get it to work that way? How did he have to make it work that way?
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Should you ask?
What are you talking about?
As I thought.
You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
We did blame you for everything at first, but now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story? All right.
Alright. Tell us everything.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead, and not just that. But it had happened in my hometown. I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next, and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, we'll save her then. The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Yes.
Wait,
I wanted
there
to
were
know why the
five.
ones I saved were
Five
all
of them
hanging
were
out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty.
Right?
But all the doubts
At
and
least
anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
Which one should I pick? It's the first one, no, it's fall.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no
trying.
intentions of running away from my
So
crimes.
killing
I'm prepared to face the
some
consequences.
people,
Kidnapping is already a
They
serious
tried
crime.
to save
On top
them,
of that,
yeah,
I put all those lives in
he
danger.
did it with entire.
I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
Getting so close to it, I can't taste it. That was kind of a SpongeBob reference. It's funny. Patrick said, I think when seeing the episode, I can't remember what the episode was. They're trying to find something. I think it was something at the zoo or something. They're trying to find the culprit, whoever was behind it. Patrick said, "We're getting so close to truth, I could almost taste it." And it looked like he was looking. SpongeBob was looking like a popsicle. It was actually SpongeBob who did it, but nobody knew that except SpongeBob. It's so funny.
Now get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
It's a great film to get back to this. I've been waiting to...
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh
I think I'm going to get to
details.
the next save point and
But it's been
stop
over
the
6
playthrough for
months.
today.
Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give
But
up.
next time.
We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Tomorrow we'll be all going to talk to people. Will this finally help you uncover the truth that will lead you to the culprit? You decide to go home early and get some rest. Or will this all be a flop? Probably work. Alright, so I'm going to save here. I'm guessing it'll probably be another part where, a lot of story bits. So now I know we got past the point the last time I ended up getting the bad ending. I'm going to save here. And that won't be an issue now. Now the only thing I have to do, let me just double check. Oh, I think just like a couple things more after, stuff I did like the questions. Those 6 particular questions. I'll go ahead and mention them now. One of them is a spoiler. I'll mention the spoiler in a second. But you have to choose a certain point so that you get the golden ending. True ending. True and best ending. Now there is also a normal ending, but you don't get to find out the cause behind it, so it's not really the best ending. There's also a golden ending. It's a true ending, and then there's also the best ending. is what you get, which I'm trying to do. If the player fulfills all the conditions of the true ending and previously maxed out Marie's social link before December 24th, and unlocks an extra portion of the Persona 4 Golden true ending dubbed the Golden Ending. This isn't the end of the extra content in Persona 4 Golden, with another secret boss lurking in the shadows. So basically it's the true ending, and then you get a bit more on top of that. And I believe it probably has something to do with Maria, I'm guessing. You have to max out her social link before December 24th. So anyway, let's see. Which I have that finished. So hey, so here's the true ending, so spoilers ahead here. I'm gonna go and get it done. So it says, spoiler, the true culprit. So, yeah, I guess you have 20 seconds. If the player defeats Adachi and says no to leaving Inaba, they're free to roam around the city one last time. From there, talk with all the social links that were maxed out, so anyone you maxed out with. So I'm trying to get all of them, but if you just talk to whoever was maxed out, and then visit Junes and go through a cutscene where the party gathers, another investigation kicks off, and the player needs to talk with Dojima and Nanako at the Shimagawa floodplains, then visit the Velvet Room and get the herbicide from Igor. From there, talk with the gas station attendant, exhaust his dialogue options to reveal the secret boss of the game, unlock a true ending in Persona 4. And then of course the golden ending is extra content on top of that. But anyway. So that's easy to miss. So anyway. And the spoilers here. So I'll pick up again next time. Like I said, I think there might be a lot of story bits coming up. I'm going to get wrapped up for a while. I think I've done enough for today. So, hope you enjoyed the stream today. I'll try to get back to it again soon. Hopefully, you don't have network problems in the next couple of days. Now that I'm finally back to where I left off, before I had to start the game again, get back to where I ended up getting the bad ending. Now I'm going to pick up and do what I haven't done yet. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed watching. Keep stay tuned for the next video. I'm guessing it'll be the next couple of days unless I have network issues or something happens, but I should be able to do it now. And stay tuned for any other videos I have, including reviews, which I just did a review on Skate to Infinity, which I really quite liked. It was quite good. I even loved it. And I decided to rewatch. Admittedly, it's been uneven, but I decided, based on the review, our YouTuber did a video on, why Orient the animes actually worth seeing, and they made some really good points about it. I decided I'll give it another shot, because at first I thought that the thing was just aggressively average at best, and then they had a lot of problems because they hired a crappy studio to studio problems, because they hired a studio that was quite subpar, compared to like Magi. Magi was the series before that, this mangaka, I guess they call them, that they did. I don't know their name offhand, but Magi was quite brilliant. I've seen a good chunk of it already. It's quite good, really quite gripping, and I've tried this a few times already. The show is quite entertaining, it's quite touching. That show had a really good studio. That show had A1 Pictures, and they had, even some of the weaker stuff, they do a really bang-up job, presenting it. And, you can never fault them for having a bad production. The productions are really kick-ass. They really do a great job in their productions. So they didn't have presentation issues. The content, it really helps the content of the show is really good too. Some of the weaker stuff, the content is a bit lacking. But, I would consider one of their best projects. Like up there with Black Butler, was another one. I don't know offhand, but, up there like Black Butler is one of my favorite ones, and that's the one they've done. Brilliant show. They have it's going to be with Cloverworks, but they have a new season coming out 2024. I don't know where it will air, but I'm hoping it'll be on Hulu too. I think Crunchyroll will have it. But if it does, I'm going to be taking a break from Crunchyroll in October. Switch to Hulu for a while. I've had Crunchyroll because I know my video's kind of going long at this point. I just wanted to finish this thought up before I end. So I've had it mostly because Inzuro came out, you know, the Hiro Mashima series came out for Season 2 on Crunchyroll. It was on Netflix for Season 1, but actually smartly they moved it over to Crunchyroll, and they've had, the ratings have been better for the show. I'm actually glad they did. It seemed like they're going to have the same rate as Rave Master, and they would cancel it before it really could take off because of poor ratings. Anyway, it doesn't look like that will be an issue. Although they still haven't got a dub for it. I'm worried about the dub aspect. He's already there almost at the end of 25 episodes. They still don't have the dub, which is weird because they got the Japanese cast back, but they aren't doing a dub, which I don't know why. Why would they be able to bring one cast back from Season 1, but not the other cast? You know, it's dub cast, which they did a great job on, like they did. I don't know about Rave Master, I haven't seen much of it, but on Fairy Tail, they got a really good dub in that show, too. Now, I do think Inzero is a better show between the two. I think they did a better job with it, but anyway, both shows have a really good dub, and it's disappointing they haven't brought their English cast back yet. Hopefully that will change eventually. Anyway, so I had it mostly for that, but then I've also run the other shows I really love, like Bungo Stray Dogs, which is a exclusive show. So eventually I'll have to do Crunchyroll again. I'll watch, you know, these exclusives, but Hulu seems to be the one I want to do the most because they have a lot of the shows I really enjoy. And then some. Like, they don't have Bleach on Crunchyroll. They don't have... Well, I haven't seen Agami Ga Kill yet. I didn't see much of Bleach. I enjoyed what I saw, but I didn't see much of it. And then, I haven't seen Agami Ga Kill. They don't have that on Hulu. I mean, on Crunchyroll, oddly enough. There are other shows they don't have too. Like Inuyasha I didn't finish yet. So I want to do Hulu for a while. They have other stuff too, like, you know, Frasier, which I really love, sitcom. They have movies. It's the same price, $10 a month. So I'd like to do that again for a while. I've just been waiting for Inzero to end. And I also got a few other shows to finish, so I'll do it in October probably. Anyway, I got sidetracked with that, but anyway. Oh yeah, so I was talking about Orion. I got so sidetracked, so I'm trying to get back, trying to get into that. It seems like it's picking up, but the studio they hired, unfortunately, is a big part of the problem why the show doesn't work. You know, the bad presentation. The presentation sucks. I have to be honest. So I'm trying to get past it, but it's not easy because, you know, especially after Magi, they just did a great job in the overall execution of the show, and then Orient, I mean, now it's starting to pick up story-wise and all, but the presentation sucks, so it's just really, these moments that should have landed there, they deflate. And the presentation is just uneven. Like, there's times where the show is really doing a great job presenting itself, and then, like, it'll just fluctuate. It'll between good presentation, bad presentation, average, good, average, bad, you know, all over the... So it keeps taking me out of the moment. Whenever it gets into being bad presentation, mostly, it keeps pulling me out. You know, Magi, I've watched it, hasn't had that issue. I mean, the presentation is really good in that show. I haven't read the manga, but the show apparently follows it, so pretty well. So, I mean, the presentation is much better. The overall package. So anyhow, so I'm going to have to try to get into it more. I hope now the story is starting to pick up, characters and all. I hope the presentation gets better because it's really just been all over the map. And again, I think a better studio would have fixed it. So I'm going to end here, so I'm going to review that show after I finish it. I'll let everyone know my thoughts. So I'll end here, so thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.